What's going on, everyone? ActivesiN here, and today we have some potentially alarming news. This is coming from Bethesda. Apparently Bethesda will no longer be sending out early review copies of their games to reviewers. They will be sending it only one day before the game is released to the public. This is what they had to say. This comes from Gary Steinman, who is the global content lead at Bethesda. Earlier this year, we released Doom. We sent review copies to arrive the day before launch, which led to speculation about the quality of the game. Since then, Doom has emerged as a critical and commercial hit, and is now rated one of the highest rated shooters in the past few years. So effectively he's saying, even though we didn't send our review early, that doesn't mean that the game quality was poor. And this mentality is something that they're going to the future with their other games. He went on to say, with the upcoming launches of Skyrim Special Edition and Dishonored 2, we will continue our policy of sending media review copies one day before release. While we will continue to work with media streamers and YouTubers to support their coverage, both before and after release, we want everyone, including those in the media, to experience our games at the same time. We also understand that some of you want to read reviews before you make your decision, and if that's the case, we encourage you to wait for your favorite reviewers to share their thoughts. So, what does this mean? Bethesda will no longer be sending review copies like a week before or 2 weeks before to the reviewers, so they can check them out, find if there's any problems with the games, and let us know before the game comes out. That's what reviews are for. Reviews are there for the consumer, for us, so we know that we're not getting a broken product. But unfortunately, by doing this, the reviewers won't have enough time to put the review out before the game is actually launched. And that, on a consumer end for us, is pretty bad. The latest one that they did, they even said it in the example here, was Doom. I was, for one, very worried when the Doom reviews didn't come out early. Luckily, the game turned out to be good, but at the same time, that is not good for consumers to be wondering up until the game's launch, is this game going to be broken? Because as you guys know, we've had a lot of broken games this generation. This is not something that I like from Bethesda. I think this is pretty bad. It doesn't benefit the consumers at all. This simply benefits Bethesda, because you gotta think, when they send these review copies off to the reviewers one day before release, that the reviewers, they're not going to do a good job of reviewing because they're going to get that review out as fast as possible. Whereas if they had 2 weeks to do a review, they'd have more time to play the game, find out any faults, and give it a better overall score. Whereas if they're rushing the game, they're going to miss stuff. And that's unfortunate, because again, that will reflect poorly on us because we won't get a good grasp of the game. This only benefits Bethesda, and it's really shady, honestly. Yes, their games are generally good, but at the same time, this could trickle down to other publishers, like an Ubisoft or an EA, who sometimes have broken games, or an Activision, or any other, like WB or something. If they start doing the same thing as well, then we don't have reviews a week before or 2 weeks before to understand if the game is going to be broken or not. Like a Mafia 3, for example, that's a recent one that had a lot of problems. This is like a dangerous area that we're dealing with here if other companies start to do the same thing. So obviously there's been a lot of backlash about this, and to be fair, it's well deserved. I don't think they should do this. Obviously they can. It's their product. They don't have to send anything out. If they want to not send, they don't even have to send it one day before, to be honest. They don't have to send review copies at all. It's their product. If they don't want to send it, that's totally up to them. But from a consumer point, you gotta be a little more careful now, because if you see a game and it's coming out the next day and there's still no reviews out, you should be a little worried, I think. I would be. Again, they do say, we understand if you want to wait till your reviewer reviews the game, so they do encourage you to wait if you want, but at the same time that doesn't stop them from forcing pre-orders down your throat. So this is pretty unfortunate news. It's not a good look on Bethesda, I think, because I feel if you're confident in your product, you would have the reviews out well before the game is out, so people can see. as if you were confident about your game, then you wouldn't worry about that stuff. But again, that's totally up to them. This seems to be something they're going to do going forward, so I would advise to be a little more cautious when looking at games. Maybe just wait, or of course if you want to buy it day one, go ahead, it's your money. But I know I will be a little more cautious now in case this catches on with other companies. But let me know what you think in the comments below about this. It's just kind of shocking news that they're doing this, but whatever. It's just another crazy thing in this generation. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think about this, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.